Welcome to the Master Arborist channel. Today's video is a tree that was struck by lightning, and I will be doing an assessment over it to see if the tree is still viable and structurally sound. Feel free to like the video and subscribe if you like this content. I appreciate all the visitors, and hopefully you learned something. Thank you. The question is this tree still healthy, viable, and above all structurally sound, so that it doesn't cause any damage to the car or the house? So we take a look at this. You can start to see the decay. There's a bit of it first off right here. This is the part, I guess one of the parts that the lightning came down from. And then we look over here, and this is where the lightning dispersed, went down to the soil and dispersed. Up here, it came down primarily on this limb. And if you look, there's some decay that goes up this lead, goes back down. So basically from this limb all the way coming down to this. And this is a week ago. And based on the structure of this limb, looks a little bit U-ish. And based on the structure of this union, a little U-ish, these limbs are pretty sound structurally. There's hardly any major dead yet. This is a week though. I wonder that there may start to be stressed. I mentioned also that there may be dieback on these limbs as well, and ultimately you want to cut those back down. Also, you look at the mulch here. It's a little bit high, so I told her to cut it back a few inches down and to move, to add some mulch, but to move it further out. Also mentioned about using insecticides. There is some dressing she could have put on this. How I understand it, it doesn't typically work after so many hours have happened, so it's not really necessary. Moving the soil out from the base of the tree and expanding the mulch is going to help her, watering it, give her a watering schedule. And I definitely would monitor this tree to look for more significant dead coming out. She's really good about trimming it, so there's less weight over the house. She is mentioning some of these smaller limbs coming out that have been damaged, but that's kind of normal for a pecan when they're stressed. I would say that in terms of significant damage, this tree is not going to collapse or have major. It's a very low likelihood of limb failure and very low threat. I've seen pecans be standing that are dead for up to 3 or 4 years that are this size or bigger, so it's not too much of a risk. I would say it has a very full canopy, and a tree like this is very valuable. You're talking about $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 value easily to the property. And I believe the size of this tree is 26 inches, and it's just very, very valuable, very well kept for the most part. And I would really only monitor it and trim back the dead maybe in the fall when the tree's dormant, which is the best time for trimming a tree. And there are some, I would typically believe in homeopathic sprays for insecticides. Because I don't see any, I tell her if she sees some, she could probably use some homemade essential oil insecticides to treat it. Not always like our injections necessary, in my opinion. Typically with plant-based insecticides, you do better with just rinsing and reapplying essential oil-based concoctions. They're better for dogs and pets and children. And that's basically it. I mean, the tree is structurally sound for the most part. The tree's not showing any signs of significant decay. It is going to take a while for the coated for the tree bark to enclose this issue, to enclose this wound. But I mean, above from that, it should just be monitored to see how far the decay is. If I was going to remove this tree, I would probably wait till March or April. Sometimes I will say that when a tree gets hit by lightning, it explodes or expands the entire back of the bark, and the bark will come off basically all the way up the side, and at that point the tree's not salvageable. But seeing how this is intact, this is intact, this is intact throughout the tree, this is intact, this is intact right here, intact throughout the entire tree, it seems like it does have a likelihood of surviving. There is probably a significant road of stress in the future of this tree.